is your girl Vanna. You are now tuning in to the Hood Talks podcast, where community voice matters. What is up, y'all? This is your host, Vanna, and we got another segment of the Hood Needs with a great group of Black men. Y'all know how I feel about supporting and uplifting Black men, but this one right here is a gem. So y'all come on, tune in, listen to this, and make sure when we get done, y'all go ahead and share all of this great information because we need people to come out and support what these guys are doing. Okay, but we're gonna get into all of that. We're gonna get into all of that. Right now, I'm gonna go ahead and let the group, they're called ABCU. I'm gonna let these men introduce themselves and tell you all about them. And we're gonna get into the conversation about what they're doing and how we, the community, can support them. Shout out to Mr. Ryan, who y'all know is another second guest. He has been on our podcast before. Shout out to him and thank him for gracing the podcast again with this great segment. Come on, Mr. Ryan, tell the people again who you are.
Savannah, you are an awesome host. You really got to get in front of somebody's camera for real, big time. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Ryan Smith, as Savannah said. I currently work for Integrated Health Network, fantastic organization who's also allowed me the opportunity to explore the world of community health workers. I am part of the St. Louis CHW Coalition, part of their board as well, and a proud St. Louis native, born, raised, true. And I will pass it on to Kelvin.
Good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, shall I say. My name is Kelvin Pettis. I'm part of the ABC group as well. I work at Mission St. Louis as a community resource specialist, as well as a community health worker as well. Been there probably about a year, transitioning from CareCL, where I was a community health worker, doing what I do for the community because I love doing what I do. So met Brother Ryan. I've been knowing him quite some time. So he brought me on board and I'm glad to be a part of the ABC group. And so we'll kind of talk about that, what does ABCU stands for a little bit later on in the segment. And I'll pass it on to my brother E.
Good afternoon. How everybody doing? My name is Eric Barber, founder of Common Goals and Minds Youth Mentoring Program. I'm an entrepreneur, have a cleaning company, Cleaning Strategies, LLC. I also sit on the ROBA board organization, which is a community organization in the Baden community as youth and senior service chairman. That's it. Thank you.
And shout out to you for sitting on the board. I love that too. Go ahead then, come through. We need more of us sitting on these boards. So I love that about that. Come on, Mr. Lawrence, tell the people who you are.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Lawrence Chappell. I have a little small construction business called Kingdom Concepts. I'm also part of the ABCU Men's Group. We definitely have an ear to hear different things happening in the community and troubleshooting, trying to get solutions and resolve so our city can grow, get back to the place where we know it should be. That's basically with me. I love the youth, always have, from coaching to children's church, anything success. I love success. I love seeing people have success. So why not our people have success? So that's why we're building this group. Indeed. So we can get up here and motivate here, because one of the things that we definitely have to have an ear to hear, because two people can't listen while they're talking at the same time. So we definitely need to have ears to hear so we can hear what they are saying and what they are not saying. That's very important too. And I'll pass it on to Perry Johnson.
Good afternoon. I'm Perry Johnson. I'm also part of the ABC group and also the Dean of Students at Loyola Academy Middle School. I'm Dean of Students there over at Missions and also over the enrichment program. So we wear a number of different hats there. That's pretty much all I got. Thanks.
A man of very few words. That's what
Right.
he like. I'm ready for the action. I'm
Don't
with
let
it. I'm with it.
Brother Johnson fool you now. He go in.
Don't be the ones. I already know I'm hip. Don't be the ones. But again, thank you all for joining me this afternoon. I appreciate it. I'm really excited to get into this conversation and learn about all what you guys are doing. So please come on, y'all. Tell us, what is ABCU? And look, this is how we roll. Conversation. Anybody go, Flo. Hey, when you feel like you got something to say.
Let me get it started, and then I'll let it get out there. First off, we had an opportunity. Keely Finney, who is the founder and CEO of Rejuvenating Comprehensive Services. She's a licensed clinical social worker as well as a therapist. She started her own business, and she provided us with an opportunity to have a platform to get together to do what she thought men they needed to do. And I say that in a broad fashion because she didn't say, do it this way, do it that way. She allowed it to manifest as it should, or organically, whatever word we want to use. So she provided us with a Zoom link, and so let's go at it. And so I reached out to a couple of brothers to kind of get it off the ground. And we decided to, we started meeting once a week for 2 hours at a time. So on Thursdays from 6 to 8, we would get together. And the thing that we developed was that this group was going to be solution-based. We were going to not just have conversations where we just vent and talk about problems. We wanted to come up with solutions that were within our grasp of addressing. And so ABCU came up as the name, kind of like a FUBU type deal. It stands for about us, by us, connecting us. So I will let someone else kind of build from there.
Okay, come on, y'all. Talk about ABCU.
For me, being a part of ABC Group has been very, very educational, very supportive. As a Black man struggling, raising a family, investing time into community, I need a platform to where I can go around like-minded men and can speak openly with confidentiality without being judged, and begin to just be me without having to have any filter. So these brothers accepted me, and they really is a peer support group for men. Not only are we a peer support group for men, we advocate for the youth and for the community. So like Mr. Ryan said, we are a group of men with different gifts, different professions, but we come together for the better of families, better communities, and to provide solutions for the things that we do have power and control over.
And let me just say, I love that. Because not only, like you're saying, you guys are providing solutions, but you're also being there for one another, which is definitely needed. And like you say, like-minded people and being able to be your authentic self, which helps show up even more better. You ain't got to go in, look, I'm trying to fix myself and code switching, but you ain't got to go in a space and be like, man, I gotta feel like they ain't gonna understand how I'm flowing or how I'm rolling. So it is important. Representation really matters, and having people that can understand you the way you are and being authentic is important. So kudos again to you all for establishing this. Can one say, for instance, someone listening in and they're like, hey, I want to be a part. Can people come and be a part of you all's group?
Yes, absolutely. We're looking for new brothers that has ideas and different, again, Brother Barber stated that we come from, all have a different profession. And so we're looking for other brothers that are willing to join and put in time for our community. work, So, he eloquently said it that we support each other and as well we're community based. But we're definitely looking for, as old Marines say, a few good men.
You're right.
Indeed.
And making sure like they're coming to put in the work. Because that's
exactly.
Don't come in here
One
bull
thing,
cracking.
one thing I like to add about our group, we some old heads, considered to our youth. So just keeping it 100, we want our youth to know, and for our old heads that don't know, we don't want no capping. So if you're gonna be a part of us, be authentic, be 100, no capping.
No capping. I love it. I love it. I love it.
The funny part about that, Shavannah, is that we actually last meeting, we just had a whole breakdown of what no capping means. So that shows you how old we are. We had to look it up and all that other type of stuff. So nice way to put that in there.
He like, I learned that new time. I'm about to drop this on y'all. I'm here. I ain't mad at it. No cap. Right. All right. Look, that's Lori. Hey, that's her name. The one that be on the in the morning on the radio. That's her. No capping. But yeah, shout out to her radio.
I know what that is. I will throw this out here too, Shavannah, because and I'm really big about this as well. So, developing leadership is something that we're big about as well. So we all agree that, someone in a so-called leadership role is not always a leader. And the norms would always fall that, quarterback of a team is a leader. Someone who's the head of something is a leader. I personally don't believe that leaders are naturally born. They have to be nurtured. And our group really focuses on doing that at all levels. So we have developed some things to where we plan on addressing some youth, but we also have some ideas on how we want to address older groups as well. And the reason I'm bringing that up is because there is no leader amongst us. Really big about the King Arthur approach, a round table approach. This is not something that I say that I'm ahead of. Everyone here has equal ownership. And when you have equal ownership, you tend to have more dedication because then it belongs to you. And that's what we're really trying to create in our communities, is that we want individuals to know that where you live belongs to you. And in order to do that, you have to have some type of mindset that we are trying to show and not just talk about. We're well beyond the talking about it phase. So I did want to make sure that I put that out there before Larry or Perry or anyone else speaks.
And I have nothing but respect for that. Nothing but mad respect about not just talking. Because I know a lot of times we are doing a lot of that. So we're doing a lot of talking, but no one's doing the solutions, the problems, or the walking, that part. So kudos to you all again. Anything else y'all want to highlight about this great group and what you all are doing?
Larry, I see you unmuted. Did you?
Yeah. One of the things that I love to say about our group is that we definitely have an ear to hear one another. We do a weekly check-in, and we also do, if someone has an idea on a topic, we definitely dig deep and listen to it and hear. It's one thing to be listening, but it's another thing to hear. We definitely hear each and everyone's comments and conversation that comes across in our weekly meetings every week. So any man that's out there that's thinking about either potentially joining a group or joining our group, like just be real, just be open, and just be honest, because technically there is no wrong answer. We're just trying to troubleshoot to make our city great again.
Yep.
Here's the thing that I love about our men's group, that we agree to disagree, and none of us are yes men. We all have our own mindset. So we are challenging to one another, and it's like iron sharpens iron. So we allow each other to speak openly, and we stay mindful, and we respect each other's platform, and we give feedback. But the thing that I really like about this that you get a group of men together that have differences, and we never ever argued in a year of doing this program. So that's kudos to us, man. I mean, it's hard to get Black men together that have differences and don't have the problem resolution skills to solve conflicts. You know, we have disagreements, but we have never came to a point of conflict. And I love that with you guys. I love you, brothers.
You as well, brother.
Well said.
Come on.
And I just want to just state this right here that, you know, it's a rarity that you get Black men together, like-minded, that's trying to do something positive for our community and do something great. And at the same time, respect, as Brother E said, respect of one another's views and point of views about life and doing something for our community. When you have that right there, you have a recipe for something wonderful.
Yes.
As well, what you're doing, sister, with your podcast platform, man. So, you know, this is a match, you know, out here. And we got to keep on continue fighting. Somebody did it for us. We got to do it for our children.
Yeah.
And for ourselves.
Come through. Come on, y'all.
No,
And what's it?
Go ahead, Larry.
That was me, Mr. Ryan.
Oh, I'm
And
sorry.
I think that what's important for all our viewers that's watching to actually understand that unity and diversity is important. With teamwork, you can do a whole bunch of things, and teamwork do make the dream work. So let's become. Let's get back and let's partner up on some things.
Yes.
Let's work together. We don't have to look alike. We don't have to have the same background. We don't have to come from the same community, the same skin color, different job professionals. I work with the fire department, work with the police department, work with the psych patients, work with psych counselors. I don't care if you got something positive to bring. I'm interested in working with you. I'm interested in having a conversation, seeing how we can be beneficial to one another.
Yes. Yes.
That's right. Yeah, I appreciate that, Eric. And I guess the thing I was going to add, Savannah, is that when you talk about people coming to the group, the biggest thing that we wanted to be able to establish in the beginning was to make sure that our core was strong enough to sustain what comes along with it. So you see 5 of us here, but typically I think we're somewhere around a dozen, in between a dozen, 15 consistently that come. And even though Eric called us a bunch of old heads, we really are pushing for younger people because that's one of our biggest things too, is that we're trying to address the generational gap. Right now, Larry might have the youngest guy. How old is D, Larry? Is he 20 something?
DV is 25.
25, yeah. We got 20. He's definitely our youngest, and then I think we got like a 33-year-old in Philip. We need to be able to hear those voices, and you know, we need to.
I just want to ask you all a quick question because this is important to me also. And I understand being someone that's in their 30s. I do understand too how important it is that the younger generation gets involved, even if it's in the 30s. But I also noticed that we aren't as involved as we should be. Can you guys just think, why is that? Like, how do you know at all? Because I'm really interested in trying to figure that out. Like, why aren't we as involved in our 30s as we should be? Because I mean, we have to pass the torch, right? It's going to be a point in time. Like me, honestly, let me say something. I want to sit down at a certain age. Like, I want to be like, all right, I'm done. I did my work. Here, youngster, take it. Yeah. How can we get these youth more involved?
See Perry coming off. Larry, let me see Perry's coming off.
Good.
What you got to realize about this generation, and I heard this just the other day. I think it was Steve Harvey who said, you know, I didn't push hard in my 20s, so I spent my 30s making up for my 20s, so I wouldn't have to be like that in my 40s. And we have to get young people to understand, you know, be able to push hard in your 20s. But here's the misnomer about pushing hard. We talk about continuing to push hard, but we don't ever include pushing hard for ourselves in that. So you get a lot of people that'll push hard and self-destruct when it gets hard and fall back and not necessarily get into the groove that they need to be. So we need to teach them how to push hard, but every day do something for your mental self every day, so that you can rejuvenate and continue to push hard, because you can't pour from an empty cup. And that's what part of the problem is. You throw in the trauma that are plaguing our neighborhood that's never addressed. Also, once again, we back on mental wellness. Then that's another crutch that we run into. So these are the hurdles and the obstacles that are being faced by that generation that's in their 20s and their 30s. So unless you have somebody that throws a spoke in the wheel to stop the wheel, to really tell them what it is they need to fix and how to fix it, then it continues. So I like to believe that we're one of those groups that's recognizing what those pitfalls and are able to enlighten younger generations on what it takes to get past those and what it takes to be successful with that.
Yes. Oh boy,
Yeah, we
y'all.
told you. Perry
Y'all
come
need
hard
it.
when he comes. See how you
But y'all is needed. Y'all are like really, really needed. And again, I'm so grateful that you reached out, because this is what our community needs. This is what we need to keep highlighting, and this is where we need to connect our youth to. Programs and spaces like this, safe spaces where people that can relate to them in all different aspects, the diversity of you guys, and that's another thing. We get so stuck that our community is only one type of people or one type of person, and that's not true. We can be abroad of all of things, but we also have to come together in one thing of we are the people that we have to support our people. So I kudos to you all, in this great group of men. And I'm so happy that it's more of you all. And I hope that, more people attract to you all. How can people support you all? And tell me, because we want to get on that too, what you guys have coming up, that you want people support for. So come on, let's get into that.
Well, I'm gonna jump out there first because I still want to add on to really what Perry said it's hard to even follow, but I just want to see if I can maybe put some sprinkles on it, Perry, if you don't mind. The approach that we want to be able to do is get back to when our communities were making things happen. And you look back at the 60s and the civil rights movement, the recipe was actually really easy. The recipe was simply the usage of your elders and their experience mixed with the energy and fire of his youth, all going in the same direction, which doesn't seem very hard to do. But unfortunately, we're living in a time when our elders are thinking that life is so easy for our youngsters, and our youngsters are thinking that our elders are so out of touch that we can't find the common ground. I try to tell men all the time, when you think about how it is to be a youngster these days, it's not that they have it easier, they just have it different. And who can really say what you would be like in this, growing up in this time and this age? I grew up in a time and age when we were in school. If you wanted to talk to a girl, we used to write on the bed, hey, I like you, you like me, check yes or no. You know what I'm saying? Never putting on, I don't know box on there. Don't leave me hanging, But, that's how it is. But nowadays, you're dealing with phones where, conversation is not the same. To me, even with the text messages, and I use it heavily, but it's really had an impact on our families. When you can text and call somebody all day long, there is no conversation at dinner tables anymore. There's rarely even a dinner table where people even get together at the same time anymore. So to try to compare the same things is really unproductive. And we want to see if we can start trying to create that bridge again. And it's not that we don't want, just anybody coming in or whatever. That's why I said we needed to develop our core. And I feel like we are at that point, but our goal is not to have as many men in this as possible. We really just want to be as effective as possible. How can someone help us out? Provide us with the we have manpower. It's not that that's all we will do is just we have ideas. We want to sit at tables as well, but come talk to us, throw an idea out there. At this point, there is no bad idea. we want to be able to find out, because the traditional ideas and approaches are not working for us. Right. So we can't keep trying to fall into the same path of what's been done. And we're not out here just trying to find money. One of the things, and Perry, I'm sure we'll talk about this in depth, that for this event we're coming up, the biggest thing that we want to be able to show is that presence and effort make a huge difference. So with that, I hope that's a good segue for Perry to kind of go into our upcoming event.
Yes, it is. So basically what we're doing is we're going to do a welcoming day for young men at Loyola Academy. Loyola Academy is a special school. It's different because we look for those young men that are struggling. We look for those that qualify for free and reduced lunch. We bring them in. 95% of their tuition is paid for. They're provided with everything that they need. They do extended day, extended year, which means they come in at 7:30 in the morning. They don't leave till 5. But within that, they get tutoring, they get study hall, they get what's called an enrichment program, where we bring different people and different organizations in to teach them. We'll bring in cooking, robotics, mental wealth, art, music, you name it. We're bringing it in there to educate these young men. When we put them in an 11-year program, which means we get them in 6th grade and we stay attached to them till they graduate college. Continue to provide resources for them. We're constantly searching for resources for families. We bring the parents in, the families in, and bring people in to speak to them about different things, financial literacy, just different things that are going to help establish the community, to help better the community. So what we wanted to do, we wanted to get a gathering of men together to welcome them on their first day, to set the tone right, because here, a lot of us know this. You never know how a young person leaves their house. And you never know what went on in their home before they got to where they're going. And if being in a school is the safest environment that they have every day, then we have a problem. So in my role, that's the kind of stuff I'll be looking into. What does the family need? What's going on with the family? So when we do our welcome day, we want to show them that all these men can come together to honor them for coming to school every morning, and constantly encourage them to continue coming to school, and to show them what it looks like to be a positive man in their lives. So we're going to have, asking men to show up. We're going to stand outside. We're going to clap. We're going to cheer. We're making signs. We're just going to make it a real deal for these young men to set the tone, not just for that day, but for the year, so that when they're in that school building, they're having a down moment, they can think back to all those men that appreciated them for walking in that building that day. And hopefully it's going to open up some other avenues, meaning once we set them on that right platform, now they know they have a platform where they can communicate, they can talk. We'll later on bring ABC Group back in there to really sit down and address and talk with issues, and talk to them as young men to really see where their mindset is and what's going on with them, at the same time that they're being educated on a very high level. Because a lot of our kids leave out of there and go to a lot of the higher level schools. So that's what we're doing. This is the first of many that we're going to continue to do. So this is going to be our first annual one, and we'll continue it as the years go.
Man, that's awesome. That is so awesome. And I mean, the Hood Talks will be live. I just want to put that out. I really wanted to be live there to show the our community that this is happening, and that, like you said, supporting these youth. Like, I can imagine how they're going to feel seeing all of these men out here rooting them on and praising them for even coming to school. Do you hear me? Because some of them, like you said, you don't never know. They're probably in the mindset of like, why am I even going to school every day? What is it going to do for me? But to see that there are going to be people out there supporting you and rooting you on for making that decision to get up and come to school, that can go a long way. Support along, and acknowledging these children and these youth, and I think is a great way to start connecting the bridge. Because I'm with you on Ryan. I think the younger generation feels like the older generation can't relate to them or don't understand their struggles, or don't even love or care about them. So this is definitely a way of showing them that we're here and we're going to support you all for making the right choice of coming in. So y'all need more men, right? more men to show up and come and be involved. Can we give out the information of what's going to happen? Like, what's the day? Like, what day, what time, when the guys should show up, who they should contact, and all of that if they want to be involved in this event?
Yeah, we can. Yeah, it's going to be August 9th. We're going to meet at 7 a.m. at gosh, hold on one second. We're going to meet at the school, which is located on Washington. Gosh, I'm losing my address right now, losing my mind. Here we go. 3851 Washington is where the school is. If anybody knows what Cardinal Ritter, we sit right around the corner from Cardinal Ritter. So we're going to meet there about 7 a.m. and gather. If anybody wants to reach out to me, they can reach me on my email at wang498@me.com. And just say I'm interested in attending, and we'll put them on the list. We don't believe in turning anybody down that wants to help out. So if somebody doesn't contact us but shows up, hey, the more the merrier. The only thing we ask is show up positive. We're not having no negative, none, zero, not that day. If you need some uplifting, put it on the side. Let us know. We'll make a plan to uplift you at another time. But for that day, it's going to be all about them young men.
Yes. Keep that negative-ish home.
And he said from 7 to 8 is, I don't know if you heard the end.
Yeah,
so it's only an hour. So we're asking an hour out of your day to potentially make a lifetime impact on somebody who is basically you in a younger form. So this is and as Perry said, this is definitely about the young men, but we're hoping that seeing this, being a part of this, will also impact one of the potential fathers that's in the crowd, to be able to realize that we understand that money means a lot, but power, the power and presence and effort goes a long way when it comes to parenting. Yes. This is this is not something that we're looking to be applauded for. I can't stand it when somebody tries to come to me and tell me, "Oh, wow, you take your son to get it out. You're a good father." I don't want praise for things that I'm supposed to be doing. This is something that we're supposed to be doing. So this is not we're not reaching out to you, Savannah, to have people pat us on the back. This is us reaching out so that we can make this as impactful as possible for the youngsters that are coming up, and see if we can start making an effort in trying to bridge that gap so that collectively we can get our families back in order, which will lead to getting our communities back in order, which will lead to getting our culture back in order.
Yes, and I totally get it, and I understand. I do, and I'm with you all. I am still going to give you all praise, but I do get it, and I know and I understand it's all coming from the heart. And so yes, please, y'all listening in, if you are a fellow, you are a guy, or a man that can be beneficial on this day, tell them to reach out to these guys. Tell them to come support these young men at this school and be out there at 7 a.m. and really come and help make these their year the best. I mean, yeah.
Bring a chair. If you're an older guy, you got bad knees, your back is bad, bring a chair. The only thing we ask is, like, when they start walking in, stand up, clap. So
all hands in, and it just needs.
I just would like to add, so just being a part of something, even if you're not saying anything or just talking, being a part of something of significance, it gives you a sense of pride.
It does.
It gives you a sense of pride. Whether you're a woman or a man, being part of something that's positive, that's doing something for your community, whether your community. If you stay in St. Louis, whether you're in North County, South County, St. Louis City and metropolitan area is our community. Being a part of something gives you a sense of pride. I mean, for me, it does. And I think anybody being part of something positive should make them feel that way as well.
I agree. I definitely agree. And we need more pride in our communities and more
pride
in our culture. So that
I want to throw this out there too, Savannah, and you and I have had this conversation recently, yesterday probably too, when we talked when Perry was discussing how he wants this to impact the students of his school, which are also the young men of our community, you and I have had deep conversation about trying to make sure that we're providing every opportunity for the leaders of our community to stay in our community.
Yes.
So many times we give funds and grants to youth that are troubled or youth that are super athletes.
Yes.
But what about those individuals who are a lot better at hiding the things that Perry was talking about earlier? Those individuals who, they show up at school, they don't have, anything that they really can act out on, but they're just not well. Or the individual who is. Bottom line is that we don't show enough attention or spotlight to those that fall in the cracks. And when they get older, those individuals become strong leaders as well. And if they don't feel connected to the community that they went through, that did not see them while they were there, they tend to leave.
Yes.
So then our communities are being robbed of the very youngsters that we nurtured in some way, but didn't nurture in the way that they needed it to be.
Yeah.
And we want to see if we can try to address that. And that's why we came up with something that was as simple. But this is not something that we aren't affiliated with anybody. Perry made it quite clear from the very beginning, and I want to make sure that Perry gets all of his props. This was an idea that came from him, and he brought it to the group, and we just kind of started working with it. And we don't want to be affiliated with anyone because, as he said, this is an effort that is all about them. So this is not something where you're going to see, a bunch of large companies, as you talked about earlier, places that, just there for the PR or whatever. That's not what this is about. This is strictly about them and trying to make them feel as special as they are and try to do what we can.
Yes.
Indeed.
And that's what makes it even more important and even more special, because it's coming from the heart and it's coming from a great place. And like you said, you guys aren't out here attention seeking, because some people are doing things for the community and they're doing it for the wrong reasons. This is straight being selfless and thinking about those young men. So again, I just applaud you all in this efforts that you all are doing, and not only with the young men at the school, but your group all around. I think, again, I always say this a lot, that there's not enough support amongst the Black men in our community. And so I love to highlight and bring light to those that are out here, because we do know that we really need spaces like this for Black men. Thank you all for being here. I know I'm gonna promote this as much as I possibly can, but I know you all don't want all the attention. But just know that it's, again, coming from my heart, because I tell this to Ryan before too, though. I get that you guys are doing it from a great space and a great place, but we also have to highlight these things, because guess what? That's showing efforts that there are great things out here for our young people to see and for them to navigate. If we didn't uplift you all, guess what they would think? That you didn't exist. So sometimes the spotlight is what's needed, but it's the right spotlight. So thank you all for choosing the Hood Talks podcast, for being that spotlight for you all, because I get it. I do. I really do. And again, I'm here to support you all in your efforts. Is there anything else you all need to let the people know about you all?
I'm gonna make a segue for Eric. I'm sorry, KP, you got something you want to say? Go ahead, bro.
No, just before we finalize, I just want one of the brothers to read, or yourself, Ryan, to read what we, not necessarily slogan, but one of our main things that we believe in, what should be. With Steve, we came in with Thursday. So before we end the show, I would like for that to be read.
Before we end it, okay, because I don't have it ready.
Okay.
Okay.
I got it ready, Mr. Ryan.
Got it? Okay.
Here we
Yes,
go.
sir. It say, do something great that would bring honor to your people. Strive to be the best version of you. Honor yourself, honor your family, honor your community, honor them in truth. No cap, I'm my brother's keeper.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yes, yes, yes.
And so, I also would like to throw out that, like, again, when we say out here trying to do certain things, this is not our first rodeo, so to speak. We've involved ourselves in some other things. We are a part of Kabila Heart, which is actually a transitional house for men that just opened up in the city. That we helped actually put some sweat equity into, and Larry, who is our construction guy, had us, laying floors and things of that nature. So
that's what's up, though. Show them some trades. We see that's why we need the younger crew in to help volunteer, so they can get them skills that he got to help pass it on, so we can get some more construction businesses that's Black owned. Look,
that's facts. No, there it is. There it is. Yeah. Yes. So and then we hosted as a grand opening, we hosted a virtual housewarming where we had performances. KP's daughter was fantastic with a poem that really hit home. The house is it's a 2-family flat right now, where upstairs is actually being rented and downstairs is actually housing 3 unhoused men right now. As we try to help get them more stabilized. We've been a part of other community events, and we have another one coming up, and I'm gonna pass that over to Eric, where we're also a part of this as well.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Ryan. Before I get started, I just want to give a brief history of me and my mission and where it all started from. 11 years ago, I had an opportunity as a contractor to work in the St. Louis City public school system. There I met Mr. Ryan, and we formed a beautiful relationship. I was contracted by a lady named Latrina Clark James, which sits on Common Goals and Minds Board of Directors today. She's been family from beginning of time, from the first day I spoke with her. I liked her mission, and her mission, the name of the school was Jamal Learning Center. When I asked what was Jamal, she related to me family and village, that we take a village take care of the kids. And so I told her immediately that I wanted to be a part of the village. Out of that relationship, not only did I get a 5-year contract, which changed my life as a young Black male entrepreneur in the city of St. Louis, where I became a homeowner, but it allowed me to grow in a space that was unknown to me, that I didn't know existed. So I ended up signing up to create a program with Mr. Ryan. I saw some defiant kids, and they were very disrespectful to grown men. And I said, I come from the Ferguson, Kinloch, Berkeley area. Where I grew up, I knew a few guys that was riding around in trunks. So these guys are not ready for this particular lifestyle. I would like to save these young men if I possibly could. So me and Mr. Ryan put a basketball team together. We operated it for 6 months. The school closed. So when the school closed, as a small Black business, my focus was the school, trying to make sure that I was pleasing the school to keep the contract going. I sacrificed a lot of my mom and pop businesses to do that. So when I lost the contract at the school, I had a lot of downtime. A home I bought, I reconstructed. Trying to find myself again, I wanted to go on with what I started. Like, I had fun with Mr. Ryan mentoring them kids. It actually meant something to me. So I started researching. I had went to school, Justine Peterson class, a marketing class. So I started back reading PEC documentation. Then it said, if you want to put your business back out there, a good way of marketing is to volunteer your company. So I created a format, submitted it to KIPP Triumph Middle School. And one day I got a call, not even knowing that my program was accepted at the school. I'm at home sleep. The school called me and say, Mr. Barber, the kids are in the gym room waiting on you. You're gonna show up today? I say you never called and confirmed that the program was starting today. So I immediately got up, went to the school, and what's really important about this, I wasn't a 501c3.
Right.
I was just doing it from the heart, that
Yes.
there was a need to be working with our young Black men.
Yes.
So in the process of forming Common Goals and Minds, I created a program called Basketball and Life Skills, where I use that platform as a way to have community conversations with the youth about where they at, provided resources with community partners such as Chad's Coalition, CHIPS Health and Wellness, just to try to make a complete component. Um, with that being spoken, I did a year at KIP Triumph. We won, participated in Herbert Hoover Basketball League.
Okay.
We played at Bethlehem Basketball Lutheran Church. We won the Bethlehem B basketball 5th and 6th grade tournament. 2018, my first year coaching, thanks to Coach David Hickman, because I never was a coach. So everything that I needed to do this was right there. Following that year, I petitioned to work at KIP Victory Elementary School. I got the opportunity to work with the youth. I worked with 73 students at one time. When I started the program there, it was me, my wife, and my 2 teenage kids, which was probably 10 and 8 at the time.
Okay.
They was my volunteers. We worked with 73 kids during this program. I ended up having a parent come in, Benita Higgins, which became a volunteer, which is now sits on my board of directors, come in and assist me with the program. So at the end of that year, I liked it so much, I did a Christmas giveaway. I decided that I didn't want to leave these kids with just basketball. So I did a Christmas giveaway to the kids. So we had award ceremony.
So you basically out here putting in the work. That's what you do.
Yes. So
you putting in the work. That's what this what my bro trying to tell y'all. He like, I'm out here putting in this work, and that is what's up, because you guys are gems of the community that again don't get enough light shedded on you all. So I'm loving hearing all of this, and I hope that all of the viewers are loving hearing all of this, and that you guys can tap in to support these men. I know they're saying they don't want any of it, but we gonna support them anyway. We gonna do it anyway, because this is what we talk about when we need more of. We need more of us out here doing the work, and there is us doing the work, and we have to highlight that there's us doing the work, and we need to connect the people to you all so you can continue doing the work. So shout out to, is it Common Goals and Minds? How can people reach out to you to get to help you and support you in what you're doing and get you more connected?
I'm on Facebook. It's Common Goals and Minds. You can look me up, Eric Barber. I'm on there. You can look me up under Cleaning Strategies LLC. All of my information is tagged. If you would like to be a volunteer, like to help with our coaching, help with our corrections program. See, with Common Goals and Minds, not only do we deal with the health and wellness and deal with the physical aspect of mentoring and working with our youth, I also am an ex-correction officer. I'm an ex-everything. I'm from St. Louis. So it's nothing under the sun that I haven't done. I was raised in this city. I'm from Ferguson, which is
Ferguson. I live in Ferguson.
Which is on the borderline of Kenlock and Berkeley.
Yes,
and
yes.
something, not to be boasting or bragging, but, at 14, I bought my first car, and it was by learned behavior. I was a product of my environment. So I can truthfully speak that, hey, going to work when I first started working at $3.35, and then I get to walk outside and see guys with big Run DMC chains and Corvettes and, big Blazer trucks, that I want to be like them. They had the girls, everything. So when I say that, I'm just trying to say that influence is big.
Yes.
So from where I come from, that's the road that I took in my life. And so taking that route, I created a program from just being different, surrounding myself around different people. So my program is called Corrections. And first, the mission of Common Goals and Minds is to engage and build trustworthy relationships with at-risk youth through team sports and community service activities. We provide mentorship to youth around social justice issues, crime prevention and awareness to encourage positive social behaviors and decrease the school to prison nexus in underprivileged communities. So I'm talking about myself. I was that bad kid that was making bad decisions because of an environment that was created for me to fail.
Yeah.
So through my education, through my mentorship, through the people that love me, that never gave up on me. I got to give a big shout out to my mom, Carolyn Whitaker, for never giving up on me when I had that diabolical energy, diabolical mindset, that she loved me and she nurtured me and never like just gave up on me. So I thank her for that. But that's what's important to families, is not to give up on these kids when you see them making poor decisions, because they become a community problem. And community problems is a lot of the things that we see on real STL news, on Channel 2 news, all the time, probably on the hood news. This is my first time tuning in to you. So
positivity on the Hood Talks news.
okay,
That's right.
so
it's all positivity
That's
as
right.
much as
Eric,
possible. As much
Eric.
we talk about tough topics, but we definitely try to
yes, sir.
Right.
Go
Right,
ahead.
Eric. So can you give the date of your
Event.
your
Event.
your
So
community day?
also, okay, so once again, I sit on a ROBA organization here in the Baden community as youth and senior chairman. So ROBA is putting together a community day, August 21st. More details will be coming soon as I get everything finalized. But we are looking for ways to raise money for our youth and senior organization. So we're planning to have a 3-on-3 basketball tournament. So if anybody's interested in entering the 3-on-3 basketball tournament, please reach out to me through Facebook, social media, or you can call me direct, 314-665-5859. Also, we are planning on having a softball game, and this is going to be really nice. I believe I'm working with Sankofa, Darren Seals, where we're possibly going to play Walnut. Baden is going to play Walnut Park in a game of softball, and whatever team loses is going to have to go to the neighborhood and clean up an area of the neighborhood that the alderman pick. So Baden, I need you guys to stand up. If you, I'm not a softball player, so if you play softball, I need you to call and register so we can get Walnut Park to come help clean up our neighborhood.
That is what's up.
Wow.
I love
Wow. Eric out here making checks and he ain't even able to cash. Ain't that something? He ain't even play softball.
Look like
got
he's
a lot of nerve, bro.
cleaning up some neighborhoods.
Hey, Mr. Ryan. Hey, here's the thing about it, right? Mr. Seals, I didn't know he can play softball until I seen him swinging in his gym the other day.
Yeah.
And so I said, oh, he done threw me a sucker punch.
That's
he
right.
got me. You know, so I said, okay. So I'm gonna have to get him in a game of basketball as well.
You've been bamboozled, my friend. You've been bamboozled.
You guys got to be cleaning up. That's all right. That's all right.
Yeah.
It's all right.
But you know, the whole thing is about bridging that gap, Mr. Ryan, trying to bring our neighborhoods together, get leaders to come in, stand up, take some accountability of the people that you socialize with, trying to tone the violence down in our community by trying to show people how we are connected. We are 2-3 connections away from being connected, and we out here feuding and killing each other's families and friends. And just on that note, I want to show you guys how connected we are. When my son was out of on the streets, my son is in prison right now, but when he was out on the streets, he was involved in a shootout in a certain area. And so the next day, I happened to be in that same area. And I was with my friend. And my friend say, this is where his son live at. Say, your son live right here. My son just brought me down here the other day, told me somebody was shooting at him and he started shooting back. I'm like, what is your son name? So he tell me his son name. He called his son, asked his son, Blase. And he's like, yeah, man, I'm getting him. He said, no, you ain't. That's my friend sitting in the car. That's my friend's son. I say, hold up. I got on the phone, called my son. I say, man, you feuding with such and such? He was like, yeah, I said, no, you ain't. You've been threatening their mamas. So at the end of the day, make a long story short, just me having some form of knowledge that something took place in an area. And then I've been talking to somebody that got relatives in this area that we was able to squash the beef without anybody losing their life. So it's very important that we have listening ears when we hear our kids talking, when we see things on social media. It's very important to be connecting with one another and helping save our children.
Yes.
It's important.
Thanks a lot, Eric, for that. Yeah,
Yeah.
Shavannah, I don't know how much time we got left, but I definitely want to make sure that this comes across. We are definitely looking to partner with solutions. One of the biggest problems St. Louis has is that we deal in silos a lot. And, you know, once somebody has something, you know, they want to make sure it's all about them. This is not our purpose.
Yes.
You know, if we're doing the same thing, we need to be working together to make it as impactful as possible. Please get that. If you get that from us, you see a lot of us doing different things, but we're all bringing those things together for the same direction. So I just want to make sure that that's brought to light.
Yes. Thank you all again. And thank you for providing that valuable information, Mr. Eric, because it is important that we uplift these conversations and these experiences, because somebody's going to listen to this and they're going to relate to that and it's going to touch them. So I love it. I am going to let you all, if you want to, tell how people can reach you all again, if it's by Unity or if it's separate. I know Mr. Eric has definitely given us how he can be accessed and tap in my Baden area people to that event. You said August 21st, right? And I will also ask that you provide that information to me so I can share it on my platform, a flyer. All of you all, if you guys have anything that's going on that you need to get out to the community, please feel free to send it to me and I can share it. But yeah, let's kind of wrap it up, end it up, and give the people how they can contact you again, together or separately, however you feel. And yeah, we will see y'all after that.
Larry, you put your business out there, bro.
You want to reach out to us? This is how you reach out to us. You show up 7 a.m., August 9th, at Loyola Academy, and we'll give you all the information you need. Just make it like a home game. You cheer for your favorite team, and this route.
Wow. Yeah, see that? That's the gods. That's the gods. The gods have muted him in that horrible rendition of The Godfather. Larry, you just got muted. Yeah,
I don't even know how, but I'm sorry. That's crazy. Internet. Internet is real crazy. You ain't got muted, so half of your exit.
I can definitely say it again.
No, we good. We good.
I definitely go ahead.
August 9th at 7 a.m. and we'll give you all the information you need as you cheer these young men on to start their school year. That's how you reach out to us. And my godfather voice.
Yeah, it's a horrible voice. Did you want to put your business out there too, bro?
Oh, yeah.
They can contact you on that?
Yeah, our information is 314-586-8255. 580-6306. I own a small construction business called Kingdom Concepts, where we do remodeling, all concrete flat work, and we just love to serve the community. So yeah, that's what I do. I have a Facebook page, Lawrence Chapel. You can look at it. You can go and see some of the work that I've done and that I am doing before, during, and after pictures. Yeah, but the main thing for me, I'm not even in it for the money. I just got passion in doing it. And I never had to try to hit a home run. But I just want to say this, we've all been youth before. So this ain't rocket science of how to try to reach the youth and encourage the youth. You just gotta stop being lip service and start doing some stuff.
Yes.
Hey,
All
Big.
right.
Right, I'm over here at Mission St. Louis, and so Mission St. Louis, what we do, we try to help brothers and sisters who just been released from prison, kind of get them reacclimated in the system again, and just kind of get back to the base of being them and being a better person than themselves. I can be reached at Kelvin, KELVIN .Pettis, PETTIS at missionstl.org. As well, I'm part of the Neighborhood Healing Initiative. It's a new program that we just started with Arches, providing people with a mental health solution. If you got anything that's going with you, was it mental health or some things that you need to talk about, we have to get back to the bases in order for people to move forward in life. And when things is kind of in your way, you need help with dealing with some of those things, I can assist you with that, with some community resources. But again, thank you for having me. Love it. I hope to be back, sis.
Yes, thank you. Mr.
Perry.
Perry.
Hey, only thing I got to say,
Hold on, Eric. It's Perry. Go ahead, Perry.
Basically, Loyola Academy, we're still looking for sixth graders. I need some parents that want their kids to get a good education and a really, really good experience and a head start on life. I can be reached at pjohnson@loyolaacademy.org. All you gotta do is send me an email and we can start the process of getting your kid involved.
That's also the same contact if they want to put their name down for the welcoming day, sir?
No, that for welcoming day, use my email wink498@me.com.
All right, y'all. And I will definitely be sharing all of this information again on the Facebook page, the Hood Talks live show. So find us on our Facebook page and our Instagram. Again, the Hood Talks live shows on Instagram. I will be posting their flyer and information about this August 9th event where you guys can come out and support these young men and the school and these great guys at ABCU. Again, y'all, thanks for tuning in to the Hood Talks podcast. This was a great, unexpected, but great segment of the Hood Needs. Shout out to them for reaching out. I'm happy to be able to provide this platform for you all. And again, y'all, you know how you can catch up with us, www.thehoodtalks.com. Yeah, keep watching, keep sharing, and yeah, keep tuning in.
Thank you, Savannah, for this opportunity.
No problem.
Indeed.
Thank you all. And we out. Yay! Thank you for tuning in to the Hood Talks podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube page and also follow us on all our social media.